It is very common, especially for military buyers and sellers, to have to go through an entire transaction while out of state or even out of country. And I do assist people in that situation all the time. I fancy myself a very good virtual tourer of homes. So when we're starting out, you want to make sure that you have an agent that you really trust. And this is where the concept of boots on the ground is really important. You need someone who can relay you information quickly and easily, who is super accessible, and who you really trust to look at a home from the beginning to the end, or from the rooter to the tutor, as they say. So you want to make sure that you have someone that you send out as your proxy, your agent, me, your Harford County HomeGirl, and you want to make sure that you send me all of the homes that are interesting to you. We'll go over them together, and then when I do a tour, I can do it virtually. If you have an Android, I can send you text messages of video. I like to do video in lieu of FaceTime or a virtual showing, because I do think that, especially if you have a spouse, it's nice to be able to send those videos and rewatch them, as opposed to seeing something once and then having to rely on your memory. So some people prefer a virtual tour to clip videos. It is entirely up to you as the buyer, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now, some people will do an entire transaction from start to finish while they're in another state, and that's okay. I'm happy to help and be here working on your behalf and keep you up to speed in every step of the way. So when I'm showing a home, I'm looking for specific things. I'm looking for any cracks, any water, moisture in the basement or in crawl spaces. A lot of my clients laugh because every time I walk into a basement, I'm sniffing because I want to know if there's been any moisture intrusion. I'm looking carefully at the roof. Now I am not an inspector, okay? I have attended a lot of inspections, and so I do have a good working knowledge of homes, of home systems. But like I tell everyone, if you ask me to do your taxes, you will go to jail. Don't ask me. It's not my strength. It's not my ministry. However, I can tell you, because I do have a good working knowledge, if there's anything that jumps out at me. Obviously, we would have to have the house inspected after you go under contract. And an inspection is something that I insist upon. If you offer to purchase a home without an inspection, it gives me a stomachache. I can't even consider it, because there are so many things that could be going on with the house, and you really need to know what they are. So an inspection, a home inspection, is really for the buyer. It is what you need to know about your house, how your house works, where the water shutoff is, where the gas shutoff is, how your plumbing works, your HVAC. All of those systems is a really important time for you to learn about your house. Some people, unfortunately, when they're PCSing completely from a different area, they are not going to be able to be there. And so that's why I attend inspections in your stead, and then call either virtually or on the phone or FaceTime or WhatsApp, in order so that you actually are there and can speak to the inspector and find out what items he or her has found while looking over your house. If you need to close on a house while you are out of state, no problem. I can be your boots on the ground. I work with title agents who help conduct settlement very easily for buyers and sellers who are closing on a home out of state. Now, if you are buying, we can set up a mobile notary to come to you. And guess what? If you're selling, we can do the same thing. We can send a mobile notary who is in your area, and that they will send all of the paperwork. The title agent here will send all of the paperwork over to the notary in your state who is nearby, and either you can go to them or they can come to you, have you sign, and then we overnight the documents back just in time for settlement. If you are selling from out of state, I can be your boots on the ground. I will help coordinate all of your showings. I will keep up to date with all of the steps in the transaction, and I will make sure that the title agent knows that you're going to be selling from out of state so that they can send you the documents ahead of time, have you sign them, and send them back just in time for the buyer to sign on closing day.